నవ్య అయితున్నా బాయ్ అయితున్నా అయ్యో ఒకసారి ఆయనతో మాట్లాడు రివర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు నువ్వు ఇబ్బంది లేదు చలో
Legit, I'm sorry. Mic off करना नहीं.
Beba. Done.
Hello guys, we'll start class in few minutes, okay? And I forgot to add CC today, so I just updated the CC for yesterday's class. Okay, so take care based on that. Hello.
Yeah, Surya, you are audible.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Guys, I have Bluetooth, right? Can someone speak for me? Say hello at least.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
And it's my mic.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Check. Hello. Someone give some voice response. Talk to me.
Yeah, Surya, we
Oh,
can hear
कुछ
you.
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा.
Hello.
तो हेलो कुछ तो बात करो सभी. Someone Ronald.
Hello,
Just-
sir.
हाँ, at least one. Okay, I'm getting it.
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
evening, sir.
Good evening. Am I audible? Okay. All is clear, right?
सर एक क्यूरी थी.
What is that?
सर मेरा अकाउंट अभी तक एक्टिवेट नहीं हुआ है सर. मैंने ना अटेनो को मेल भी किया था पर उनका कोई जवाब नहीं मिला है अभी तक.
Mm-hmm.
तो
Can you
Same problem, sir. Sir, same problem.
Okay. Isha, can you talk to those people with respect to this?
Yeah, okay, I'll talk. I'll take it tomorrow. Like, or you want me to take it today only?
No problem. Today आज हो गया है ना आज और कोई कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते, right? They can't do anything even.
हाँ, कल like guys, you can give me your name and I'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Send the names to Nisha in chat so that you can speak over in that. Okay, let me just give the permission for the chat to be happening. Yeah. Okay. One second. Let me just start the class. Nisha, are you getting the co-host access? Once check your conditions.
No, I'm not getting access.
Okay. I have given you made you co-host.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see.
Just check.
Yeah, now I got it.
Okay. No problem. I'll just take over here. We'll start the class in like at the time. I'll call you. Just can take over the class. Guys, कल की topics में कुछ doubts हैं? Any doubts on yesterday's class and yesterday's things? Anyone? Any doubts on yesterday's class? So today's topic is going to be on for loops. Yesterday we have gone through what? If
else
else if ladder. Nothing but if, elif,
Elif and else.
and else. Okay, this is what we have covered as yesterday's class. So again, today's class is also going to be near to 2 hours. I won't say it is 2 hours, but near to 2 hours. Okay. So in this class, we'll be dealing with for loop and types of integrations. How can we define different types of for loops, and how can we use each and everything at the same time? And combinations in between, like for with if, or for. Okay, as such, we'll see all the these two kind of things, and after these are the main theory part we're going to cover, and then we'll go with this part, which is nothing but printing a pattern, which will help us think about a lot more about the for loops. Okay, so this is what going to be today. Okay, so if it is clear and all are set, let's start the class. And again, कुछ गड़बड़ है मेरे साथ, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है. Guys, is it clear from my end, or you want some changes to be made?
Clear.
Okay, cool. So let me just clear this. So before getting into for loop, okay, if I want to print 1 to 100, how can I do this? Sorry, how can I do this? General way, whatever you know, in that way alone. Can you update this? How can we solve? How can we print? I want to print all the values in 1 to 100. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how can I do this? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Increment of
Okay, see, initially, if you want to print something, what you are using, we are just trying to print कर रहे हैं ना, कोई भी value हो, उसे ऐसा ही print कर रहे हैं, right? ऐसा or no? That means we are using a print statement, and we are just accessing it accordingly. So now what we'll do is, instead of doing this, right, if I want to print 1, I'll print 1, and then I'll print 2, and then print 3, so on, till I have to write 100 such statements. Sorry, 100 such statements to execute my numbers from 1 to 100, 1 to so on. So in order to avoid this, what we'll use is, we are going to use for loops. Okay, and how are the for loop going to be? We'll see. Okay, so let's take a sample example here. Now what we'll do is, I'll say for
I in range 1 to 9.
I won't say in range. I can also say yes. Okay, before getting into this part, printing the range function, let's just see. So for I in range of 1, which is going to be our starting point, comma 100. Okay, if I give this, and if I say print of I, okay, it will print all the values from 1 to 100 and in between till this loop is met. Okay, so but remember this one thing, you have to mention this colon after for every for integration. That means whenever you're trying to use for loop, you have to give these columns. And not only that, the space, or what we can say, the tab space, you have to give a tab space in order to make it as a for block. The code which is under this indentation is must, the space between the line It must be must, because for the Python to understand what's going on here and what it must execute, we have to specify the space in between. Okay. And once the space has been specified, it will then consider this print statement. Okay, after the for is being achieved, I can do this particular set of works and all these things. Are you understanding this? So what are the main things when you're integrating a for loop? First one is the colon part, and the second one is indentation space. So once these are done, we can execute any part that is under this particular indentation. Okay, there may be any number of lines. We can go through that and we can add those all a number of lines. Execute those all a number of lines. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Abhi dekhenge. So range, right? Range again is a method which is quite useful for to access the elements in between a certain range. Okay, let's say from 1 to 100, 1 to 20. What I'll just give, I have to give lower limit, upper limit. So this is one way of describing range, and there are also other ways in which range of 1 comma 20 comma 2. If I specify any number in this case, what it will do is in number of elements. That means see how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on, right? If I specify any number in now I specify 2, it will print 1 and then the second number from 1. So what it will print at 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. If I specify 3 in this case, in the third position, if I specify 3 in this case, this is nothing but we can say as interval. What is that? Interval. Yeah. So we are specifying an interval and asking the for loop to do the work with respect to this particular interval. Okay. So every time if you are going to execute the for loop, it will go for the third number in the sequence. 1 ho gaya, 1 ke baad third number kya hai? 4. So now 4 will be executed. And then 4 ke baad third number kya hai? 4 plus 3, 7 will be executed. 7 ke baad 10 will be executed. So all these sequence will be allowed only based on the range we have specified. If you are not specifying any range, agar kuch range nahi diya to it will take a default range as 1. Okay, it will take the default interval as 1. Is that clear, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
Okay, now let's just do one more thing.
So the interval 1 has a value of 0, like it's just the next consecutive number, right?
Yes, 1 means the consecutive number, one after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, all these values will be printed.
Okay.
If you are specifying any interval, if you have any specific interval, then we'll be going with these particular values.
Okay.
What's that I and range?
Okay, we'll go into that. No problem. We'll see here. Now, let me just. अगर ये clear हो गया तो मैं clear करके फिर से एक बार I'll try to explain this.
So
now let us
range
explain.
is another keyword, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So whatever we are using in any syntaxes of Python, the words are going to be what to say, keywords. That means it is already defined in the Python. For is defined in Python, in is a keyword, range is a keyword. There are several such keywords which are quite useful for us to execute. Okay, is that clear? Now, in, what is the use of in? Generally, English का मतलब क्या है in का? Inside, right? Yes or no? In is nothing but inside of that particular thing. Okay, I am in hotel. What does it mean? I am in
Inside the hotel.
So I'm sitting or I'm somewhere inside the hotel. In reference to the place where I am. Okay. So now in the same way, here I in range of, that means whatever the range you are specifying, I value is going to be inside that particular range. Getting that? Okay, we'll see, you will get to understand once you get this in live. Let me just open my VS Code. Okay, so is my text visible to you all? VS Code visible in a subco? Huh. Let's just take a small leap in this. Control A, clear. So first step, let's start with this. For I in range of 1 to 100, or let me just give a simple value 10. Okay, so I have initialized my for loop. I'm asking it to do print I. Okay, now what it will just generate if I run this code, kya aane wale output?
It
What
will
is
be
the
1
output?
to 9, sir.
1 to 10. 1 to 9 number.
It will just kya ho gaya? Oh, bhi aa raha hai. Dekho. So whenever you're specifying this, it will be going to consider the first index as a start index, and it will get to the point where the end point is n minus 1. That means let's say here 10, right?
-1.
Yeah, only the last but one value will be printed. Last but one value will be printed. So if I want to print that one as well, that value as well, what we will do, what we must do, we must specify the
Replace
value
with
as 11.
11.
Okay, or else we have
We can
another
give, we
we have
can
another
give
values, right?
11 directly.
Yeah, we can give 11, and if I specify 2 in this case, what is the output going to be?
Even numbers.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Odd numbers.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
No,
Odd numbers.
once se shuru
Odd
hoga,
numbers.
or every odd number in between 1 to 11 will be executed. Let's just check this. Dekho 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If I want to get this 11 to be done, what I must do? I must increase this particular value. And if I run with this, okay, now the 11 is also getting executed. So you have to define the range in such a way that whatever the path you're working on, it must be executed in all the ways. Now, let me just say one more thing. So what is the major use of looping conditions? We know what the looping condition going to do. Now, what is the major use of it? Can anyone specify?
We need not type all the
One
numbers
after the
between 1 and 12. So we need not type all the numbers between 1 and 12. So instead of typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 12,
Exactly.
we just
What?
give the range. And then, yeah.
Okay. Major function of loop is to avoid
Long
same
program.
code writing
Again and again.
again and again. Okay, major usage is what? We are just avoiding to write the same code again and again and again and again. Okay, so this helps us to create a good point. So it will ease the code. अगर हमको 12 numbers print करना है, in general, before, without knowing the loops, what we might have done, we just write, we might have done writing the print statements, okay, in sequence till 12 lines. Now what just happened, the code has been reduced to 2 single lines stating that अरे बाबा इस for loop use करो और print को update करो. And again guys, this particular place where after 5 you're specifying a value, right, variable, this variable can be anything. It can also be underscore. Okay, most of the or to say most of the Python codes, if you see online, you might find this underscore. Okay, underscore is not a keyword, so we can use this particular underscore to perform iterations. Is that clear?
Sorry, perform what?
Other than any keyword, we can use any letter or word here as a variable. And
Okay.
underscore is majorly used by most of the Python coders to produce the output or utilize it in the for loops. If at all you saw a new code, you'll get confused why they have used underscore instead of some other variable like alphabets. Okay, underscore can also be a variable. That is what I'm specifying here. Other than keyword, any character can be a variables in the for loop. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just get on to one more thing. Okay. Before adding another changes to the for loop, how many ways we can print? Print का भी functions है ना? Print of. Okay. What is the major functionality of print? आज हम print के बारे में भी जानेंगे. What is the major function of print in the Python?
To print the value.
Exactly.
The output.
To give some output. Okay. Print का main usage is to give some output. So output can be of any type, right? Either let's say if I print one, if I ask it to print one, it will print one. If I ask it to print some string, अगर string के लिए string का condition say, if you fulfill that condition, it will print the string, right? So we can do multiple functions with respect to print as well. अगर देखो, in our if let me just comment this. In our particular condition, we are going to print numbers one after the other, right? So let me just run this and you'll just see. Run without debugging. Acha, again our output 13579, but now I want to print all these values side by side. How can I print that? For that to be happening, there is a keyword which is nothing but end equal to
Yes.
see here. End is again what? String appended after the last value, default a new value. Are you seeing this? So basically, when you're trying to print a statement of values, it is going to be a default value. Are you getting that? So default new line will be there. That means if there is no value specified here,
I didn't
it is
understand, sir. What did you say?
okay. Again, I'm trying to see here. Listen carefully. मैंने print किया था, खाली print किया था, right? I just did some print function here. What happened? I have values one after the other. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 have been printed in the new lines. Okay. Why is it printing in the new line? That is my question. Why are those values getting printed in the new line?
As it's loop, it'll be coming on print after print, print after print itself.
No, basically print has a functionality called every print there will be a condition in the end. What it will do is it will create a new line. Okay. Nisha, guys, I have a call for 5 minutes. Nisha, can you take over here? Just go with the for loops and declaration of it. Or else do some
Sorry.
MCQs. MCQs karo guys on if else,
Yeah.
and I'll be back in a minute or two.
Okay, Surya. Okay, guys, wait for what 10 to 30 seconds. I'm creating one MCQ, and after that, you can try solving it.
You can share your screen if you want to explain anything, Nisha. Or else I'll stop sharing the
Surya?
screen.
Yeah.
You can share the screen or
Yeah. Okay. Like I'm just I'm creating MCQ, and after that, they can try to solve it through their dashboard.
sure. Yep.
So guys, I have created MCQ. Please try solving that question. And like if you face any issue in question, then you can ask me now also.
Like you mean the doubt?
Yeah, like if you face doubt in understanding the question.
Uh,
I think you guys are done with this question, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, so like I have posted one more question. Try this one, and after that we can discuss on for loop also.
I think we had this question yesterday.
You had the same question yesterday.
I think.
Okay, not an issue. You can try solving it.
Similar one, ma'am.
Okay. And yeah, like you guys were saying that there is some issue with what dashboard and all, right? I got one name that was Hari Krishna. Like, is there anyone else who is facing same issue?
Ma'am, when we click the session button,
Mm-hmm.
we are being asked the password. We are not get
Yeah.
connected to the Zoom meeting.
To get Zoom ID, sorry.
When we click in our dashboard, when we click the session button to join the
Mm-hmm.
session, it
Mm-hmm.
asks us password.
Okay, is it for you, you only, or is it same with everyone?
Don't know, ma'am.
No,
Anyone
ma'am.
else?
Sometimes
It is
the
same
link
with us
created by
also, sir.
sir gets crashed down, so it
Yeah.
shows that one.
I'm also facing
Wait,
the
wait.
same. Yeah, ma'am, me too.
Actually, it's asking for everyone, ma'am.
Okay. We'll look into this, and from tomorrow we will try that. This thing doesn't happen again. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did you guys joined here? Like, if you
Link, through link.
In announcement section, sir has posted the link.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll look into it, and it will get resolved by tomorrow. Okay, so we are done with these two questions. So, do you have any doubt in these two questions?
No, ma'am.
No,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
one more request I was having that.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, due to some dashboard problem, we were not able to complete the. I mean, like we were not having the access to submit our project, our CC.
Okay, like when you are submitting your CC, then also you are facing the same issue. Like, is it asking for password then also?
No, ma'am. I'm saying
Then,
like due to some dashboard issue. Na,
what is the issue in dashboard, Asif?
I was not having the access of like GitHub link.
Okay, you didn't have access of GitHub link.
Then now I'm having and now I'm having the access, but then I was not having that.
Okay, fine. See, like if
Yes, ma'am.
someone
So
was saying something.
yeah, so due to that,
It's me, Gnanaja, ma'am.
Sorry, it got confused. Like, what are you saying?
But actually, the evening we said something about the. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. See, Asif had this
Can I show it,
dashboard.
ma'am?
What?
Can I show? I mean,
bro, your
what
mic is
problem? Can I show it?
Your voice is completely breaking.
Hello, ma'am.
For Asif,
Okay.
huh?
Hello.
Yeah, Teja.
I said, can I show the what the problems they're facing? I said,
What problem
can
you
I
are
say
facing? Like, see, like we had this TA
it's
session
not me,
from
man.
Teja, we
Yes,
have this
ma'am.
Teja, wait, we have one CS TA session from 6 or 6:15, right? So, like, if you are
Yes,
facing any issue with get and these things like in pushing your code and other things, then we can discuss over there also. Okay.
Yeah.
And if
actually
you
I
are
don't have
facing
any problem.
huh?
Nisha,
Yeah, Surya.
so I think most of the guys are facing some issues with the connection, like submission part and evaluation part. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you'll
Yeah.
are you available at in between 6 to 8 for the classes? Like,
Yeah, Surya, like every day for this batch, I used to take one session from 6 or 6:15 for
acha,
all the doubts. Yeah, like I think I resolved 10 or 15 candidates' doubts. So most of them joined today and yesterday, but few of them are left. So if they'll connect again tomorrow, like I'll be having one session tomorrow also from 6:15. What we can do, like everyone can join on that time. If they are having any kind of issue, then I'll try to solve that on that time.
please, yeah, please do that. Most of them are facing the issues with respect to this particular part. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Like
Chalo,
we
MCQs
can.
ho gaya?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
one more thing I was saying that can you please extend the deadline so we can submit the CC?
No,
This is not possible.
no, I won't extend.
Because due to dashboard problem, we were not able to submit
No
that.
problem. It must be resolved, and you must make it resolved by end of this week.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Agli
It
hafte
is
se important topics are going to start. These are just the basics part. So uh, you can manage like the CC and all these things, no problem. But from next week, you must do somehow talk to them or fight, have a calls with them, somehow make resolve those issues with the assign with your portal and all. If you want
Yeah,
help of Nisha, you can connect with her at the 6 to 6:15 time, which she specified, right? And clear those issues. And again, saying guys, CC 12 घंटा ही रहेगा. If I upload it late, you can submit it late till in between the time gap must be 12 hours. And I will explain that solution of that after 12 hours once the CC's time is done. And with respect to that assignment, you'll be getting some Nisha 48 hours, right, for assignment.
Yeah, it's I think 40 hours.
Yeah, for 48 hours you can do submit those assignments, and after the 48 hours I can explain those. That means on Monday I'll be uploading the question on Friday evening as your assignment, and you can submit that on Monday. Clear regarding the submissions and all?
yes, sir.
Yeah, and explanation will be done after the time limit of that particular assignment or CC is done, is completed. Only then I can start explaining the part, because you must think on your own with respect to the problem, and you have to solve those homeworks. Okay, we'll discuss those homeworks at the end of the class from next week. That means uh, I'll try to complete the class at 11, and what to say, we'll divide this 11 to 11:30 time exclusively for doubts. Okay, if you have any doubts with respect to CC or something, if the time at the start, like you can ask at the start of the class for 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be free, right? Class at most will be start at 9:05 or 9:10. Okay, in that time limit you can talk, or we'll totally shift this doubts part at the end of the class. Okay, no, don't try to interrupt in between, because some of them will get confused in our discussions, right?
I would like to add one more thing, Surya.
Yes.
Even before 12 hours, if candidates are getting confused, we have doubt session from 6.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
they are confused, they can discuss on that time also every day, like from 6 or 6:15, they can discuss it and try what try submitting the question with the time, like with timeline.
Okay, so you guys are going to help them to solve the problems, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this
If
is
they
also a
get
benefit.
we can do that.
Yeah. So think about it, guys, and do accordingly. Make yourself have a good time with the problem solving and all. Okay. So because coding is, why do we program, guys? Anyone? Why do we program? Why do we require to learn programming? Why are you here? Not to say just for a job.
To solve problem.
Exactly. You learn coding so that you can solve problems using that coding language. Okay. Just practice more and more problems. You can get more and more hands on how to use what, and you'll be easy to solve those problems. At least you'll get some idea while when you see a problem. Okay, you can do this. Okay, I can do this. You'll get that particular idea when you see the problem. Only when you practice those at times. Is it clear? Yep. Okay, I'll take care.
Surya, I have just one doubt.
Yes, yeah.
So actually, I submitted two
Yeah,
assignments. So
I
it's
read
showing
your
not evaluated.
message. Don't worry about the evaluations. Staff are working on some other different works. From next week, it will be like this, like your week assignments will be done. Let's say Monday ka assignment le lo, CC. It will be evaluated on Tuesday or Wednesday morning. Okay, because there are different, nearly 300 to 400 people are currently in the tenure, right? So assignments लेना बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है solve करना. They are recruiting people, but it will take some time to evaluate your assignments, and they'll contact you back on mistakes you did. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, your work is to submit those, and their work is to evaluate and contact you back on what are the mistakes you have done and so on. Okay.
Sure, Surya. Thanks.
Yep. Let's cut this chase and let's start the for loop again. Meanwhile, why this disturbance of adding someone in the like taking someone's help for the session, right? Because my company which I'm currently working has created a first for me. They have assigned me to a US client, and their timings is now, which was clashing with the meetings. So for 10 minutes, I have to give the update for them in to help you in like just not to waste the time in that 10 minutes. Nisha is going to help us with that. Okay.
It's
That
okay,
is the
sir.
reason.
No issue.
Yeah,
No issue,
yeah.
sir. It's okay.
Because it is kind of Rufus here, right? On Monday
Yeah.
and Thursday, this will be happening. So remaining 3 days, I won't take any calls. So it will be a free time for us, right? Now let's just complete our work. So अब तक क्या देखा था, print के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं ना? We have seen how the for is going to look like for I or any variable. In is our keyword which are specifying that इसमें से ले लो. And what is that इसमें? It is going to be range. Whatever the range you are going to specify, it will be starting and end but one point. Let's say it is going to be 10. You have to give 11. Then only 10 values will be printed. And
Are you sharing the screen, Surya?
oh shit! Sorry. Nice. I totally forgot. Okay, now it is visible, right?
Yes.
So we'll be giving interval here, and the columns are must for loop. And then what we'll do our code, our lines under the for loop by following the indentation or nothing but spaces. Our ideal indentation is 4 spaces or a tab. Okay, tab is nothing but 4 spaces. Ideal indentation. Even one space will also work, but still to make your code look good, we'll be using 4 spaces in between. Any IDE will help you with these 4 spaces. If you're using some IDE to code, then that will help you with the spacing part. While you press enter here, it will take the 4 spaces here. Okay, and you'll ask the Python to execute these sequence of lines for these many times. Got it? So it is going to be 1 to 10. It will be printed. If I'm going to say print of 1 comma 10, sorry, print of I. Now we are talking about print, right? ये तो हो गया. This is just a preface of what happened before my stand-up. Now print के बारे में देखेंगे. Print is again a multi-purpose tool. Multi-purpose function, I can say. which not only gives output, but also help us to write files. Just for your info, this is just for your info, I'm saying. I'll just give you an example, but we won't write files using print because it is kind of making our code open to the people, open to the crowd. Okay, so we'll avoid writing info to the files by using print. Okay, now see here. What? How is the first part?
Sir, I didn't understand from that indentation part, sir. Can you explain it once?
Okay, what is the meaning of indentation?
To give a break or space after a condition.
Exactly. Since Python doesn't have any braces to control or specify that this is the block of code which is referring to this particular for loop or if conditional statement, what Python specified instead of the braces is space. Got it? Instead of braces, we'll use space in Python, which is nothing but a space of any space is fine. Okay, let me just show you the IDE. You'll get a clear idea. So see here, what is happening in between this part? यहाँ से यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? I have given a space, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this space is nothing but the indentation I'm speaking about. So how many spaces I have given? 1, 2, 3, 4. So by giving an indentation, it can be 1 space or 2 space. Some space has to be given. That specifies that whatever the lines following the same space under the for loop will be block of code that is related to that particular for loop or any statement. Is that clear? That is Python में indentation बहुत बड़ा important topic है. Must and should consider indentation. If I just given this part, okay, अभी क्या हो गया? It is not actually part of for. Okay, so it is asking for us to write the number of line, write the block under the for loop. Are you getting this? Indentation nahi hai na? Abhi indentation de diya. Now it has become officially part of the for loop. So whenever the for loop executes, then the block of code, we are saying the block of code, right? That is under this for loop will get executed. Understandable?
So even a single space will do, but
of course,
to make it look better, you use the tab.
See here. Let's see here. Okay. Now see, is there any red mark here? Any red mark? Okay, if I given a little bit more, it is showing in a red mark, right? That means it is not part of code. But if I give just a single space, now it is fine. It is syntactically correct. We are specifying the space and saying that जो कुछ भी lines फर्क के नीचे है, or we are giving some space that is going to be block of code which you are going to execute in the for loop. Okay. And if I give this particular print out, what just happened? Now this particular print is out of for loop because we haven't specified any indentation before the print. Clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
The indentation plays major role in Python. Only because of indentation, you might file some test cases. Because देखो, either let's say you want to print this 12 times, but unfortunately what you just did is okay. Let's say I want to print 10 times here, and I'm printing the underscore, and I also want to print the 11. I don't want to write it in this particular space. या लिखना नहीं चाहता हूँ 11 को print करने के लिए. I'll print 11 at this case. What just happened now? And I'll remove this thing. So it will print numbers from 1 to 10 using for loop, and again it will print the values 5. It will print the 11 value from the line number 5. Right?
Sir, for that we can't just give 0,12.
हाँ, वो भी जा सकता है. We can also do that as well. But it is totally dependent on what is the use case. Okay, अपने आप का use case एक रहता है ना, मुझे 1 to 11 print करना है. So I don't want to add 12 in this case. 12 को add करना मुझे नहीं. I don't know how to add 12 here. That means see this case. Let me just give you an example. I'm considering input. Let's say num1, which is going to be lower range, int of input of lower range value is. Okay, I'm just considering from the user what is the lower range value. Control C, Control V, columns. And now I'm considering upper range value num2. So whatever the user going to specify, I'll be getting the values in between, and I'll be printing those values from this. So what I'll just do, I'll just say num1 and num2. We know that num2 is not going to get printed, right? So if we want to print the num2 as well, what we'll do, we have to go and write a separate print statement out of for loop saying to print num2. Okay, if I run this code, what is it going to happen? पहले इसको clear करूंगा. So what is it going to return? क्या आने वाले है इसमें? Lower range का value बोलो कुछ. So let's say I have given 10. Upper range value is 16.
20.
Okay, 20. So क्या हो गया? 11 से 20 तक आ गया. 20 कैसा आया था? I'm printing the 20 out of the for loop. Only 20 value. But if I don't print this value, it is going to print till 9. That means, what is this range saying? अरे बाबा जो कुछ भी values तुम्हें देते हो, whatever the values you are giving, I'm going to print the values in between them, starting from the lower index. Are you getting that? So in range, whatever the values you are going to give, I'll be start printing it from lower index to upper index minus interval. Until that particular condition, I'll be accessing the value. Is it clear? And now,
Yes, sir. Sir, can you repeat once?
किसके
number 1 और number 2 जो आपने टर्मिनल में लिखा है वो concept.
Can't we include that print number 2 in that block? Will that make any difference?
Oh, you want to include that in for loop? Print this. You only say what is it going to return? You only reply. You only explain what is it going to return. अभी क्या print होने वाला है?
It'll do the same function thing.
क्या आने वाला है? So it will print 12 every time if it is going to run. Let's say I'll be giving small values.
1 to 5.
Yeah. 1, 5. क्या हो गया? हर एक बार 5 को print कर रहे हैं. We are printing 5 every single time the for loop is going to get executed. That means first statement execute हो रहा है. I'm showing the code, right? Is the code not shareable?
No, it's actually the last 5 only 6 line is some.
Okay, you want to see the whole code. Okay.
Sir, you can change it in a settings. Go to view option.
What is the view that you want to set? You want to see the whole code?
No, sir. It will split to right and left. Okay. Appearance.
Okay.
It's okay, sir. It's okay.
No, I can move this. No problem.
Then move to the right panel. Move panel right. Move panel right. Yeah, you can do that. Sir.
Even I can drag this, Baba. उसका कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. Instead of going there, I can drag those things. Okay.
लोकेशन हाँ सर मगर इसमें क्या होता है जैसे भी हम डालेंगे यहाँ पे पता चल जाता है इसलिए.
Okay. As usual.
Okay. Locating your phone.
अरे location
I didn't understand how the 5 is continued.
Okay. Once again, can you unmute yourself and speak?
I didn't understand how the 5 came continuously, sir. You didn't use any loop, na, sir.
Well, I see here. What just happened here? There is a space between print and the indication of for, right? This light pink line which you are seeing here. Okay, this particular space specifies that these two lines, what are the lines following here? These two lines will be part of this for loop. So every time this for is going to get execute something, these two lines will be executed. Is that clear? Har ek bar, whatever the number of times you're going to specify, every time when the for loop is going to get, these two lines will be executed in sequence. So let me just let's just check here. Okay, so अभी lower range पूछ रहा है, ले लो 1 ही लेंगा, and then upper range 5. Okay, now I have given a lower range num1 and upper range num2. तो देखो पहले for loop में आया था. Now see here, in this case now I value has become 1. Okay, let me add this. I value has now become 1. इधर आ गया इसमें, या 1 print हो गया. And now what does it must do in the second line? कुछ तो करना है ना इस लाइन पे, print दिया था और num2 भेज रहा है. What is num2? In our case it is 5, and so the 5 value will be printed. Again we'll go to the for loop. This execution is done. Now it will go and check what is the for loop now going to do. Okay, what it will do. Okay, let me just explain you it in a simple way how the range function is working.
If we don't want the 5 continuously to go,
अरे बाबा एक छोटी
just...
रिक्वेस्ट, अपने माइक को ना जरा मुंह से दूर रख के बात कर, because it is literally loud for me.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir,
yeah.
If I don't give indentation for print num2, then it will only come once, na sir?
Exactly. If I just remove this indentation, अभी क्या हो गया? ये for loop से बाहर आ गया. Okay. जो कुछ भी for loop के अंदर है, that means it is in between the boundaries of for loop. Then only it will be considered as a block or set of lines that must be executed by the for loop. ये print बाहर आ गया ना, अब देखो एक ही बार print होगा. Okay. 1, oh, not here. 1 and 5. देखो क्या हो गया? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are just restricting the execution of print by only one time, removing it from for loop. Okay. Let's just get back to what is that?
Sir, वो 2 case है, 2 case है sir वो.
किधर
है sir? यहाँ पे upper range value is 1. Okay, हमने input दिया. Lower value range is 5. Okay, 1 और 5 समझ में आया, मगर 2 बीच में क्यों है sir? 2, 3.
That's what. Let's see here. So देखो इधर देखो समझ में आएगा. Guys, mute yourself first. So what I'm trying to say, I have given for I in range of 1, 5, right? In this, I'm asking to print I. This is what you're trying to see, right? Let us introduce what is actual for loop going to look like. What is happening in the background of this line? Okay. So what we are saying that for we are initializing I value to this 1 for I equal to 1, comma, first condition is this, and I, what is the least value, highest value that it can process? It is going to be 5, right? I less than 5, I plus plus. That means I से शुरू होकर, it will check for the condition, is I less than 5 or not? No, it is not less than 5. Then it will go for, it will increment the value from 1 to next value. Now see here, we will see this print I. Okay. Now what happened? Now first iteration is 1. First iteration is 1, where the I value is 1. Now it will go and it will print the value 1. Okay, before printing the value, it will just check whether the condition has met or not. Okay, now the condition is what? 1 less than 5. Right, so it is true. Is it true or not? Guys, I want some noise. Is it true? Is 1 less than 5? Yeah. Okay, so now 1 is less than 5. Okay, condition is true. It will go and print the value. And now come to this third part, which is now incrementing part. Now I 1 से क्या हो गया? 2 बन गया. 1 I plus plus is nothing but 1 plus 1. We are just plus represents increasing the number by single digit. Okay, by 1 value. Now the I has now changed to what? 2, right? So 2 इधर आ गया. Now the current I value is what? 2. Now 2 को check करेंगे. Is 2 less than 5? Yes, it is less than 5. What we'll do, we'll print the value of 2. Next step, 2 का value क्या हो जाएगा अभी? 2 का value will be incremented. Now 2 will become 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 3. Clear? So what just happened here? Now I is currently, the value of I is going to be 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let's see this again. Now I value has become 3. फिर से check करेगा, is 3 less than 5? Yes, of course 3 less than 5. And now the sequence of code will be printed. Only if the condition is met, it is going to print the value. So 3 print हो गया. And now 3 को increment करना है. 3 plus 1, which is now 4. Okay. So again 4. Check all the values. And 4 is also less than 5. So 4 को print करेंगे और 4 plus 1 5 आ जाएगा. Okay, so now I value is what? Current I value is now 5. Is 5 less than 5? Guys, is 5 less than 5?
No, sir.
No.
Then what happens? This condition fails and for loop stops executing the part. So that is the
Okay.
reason we are going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are adding 5 at the end by using print statement.
So the first number will print, but the last number will not print. So for that, you
Yeah.
have to give another command.
Exactly. Every time when you're going to access the lastmost digit, okay, you have to be cautious while executing. While how many number of times you have to execute the code. ठीक है? अगर हमको 5 बार print करना है, I have to print all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. What we will do, we'll give the output as 6. अब क्या हो जाएगा? Automatically for loop से ही हमको 5 print हो जाएगा, right? We'll get the 5 from the for loop itself.
So we can also write less than equal to.
No. Unfortunately, Python doesn't have this kind of syntax. It is predefined. We can also say it is fixed. That means whenever we are going to give this, it will think of this way. For I equals to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus. It is predefined syntax. We can't change this.
Okay.
That is why it will be represented. Oh, sorry. What just happened? Okay. Oh, shit. Yep. Okay. That is the reason we are failing to get the output as we are expected. Okay. And any doubts in this case? If not,
No,
we'll
sir.
go another
So,
information.
Yeah, this is the ascending series. So if there's a descending series, then it will be I minus minus, is it?
You have to, exactly. But instead of I minus minus in our Python code, what we will do, we'll specify the value as -1.
No, instead of 1, the range giving 1, 5, can I give 5, 1, 5, 1?
We also can give that, but that is what I'm saying. We have to specify the range. Python must know how many times you have to print the value, right? Sorry, in which interval you have to print the values.
Okay.
But in order to avoid this particular kind of execution, समझो upper limit को print करना है या नहीं हमको समझना ही है ना. So Python has also another type of syntax, which is nothing but range को बदलता है. For I in range of 5, do the values. So it will print all the values in that. It will print all the 5 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now this syntax is what you have specified for less than or equal to 5. Na? I less than or equal to 5 is now being specified in this kind of syntax. Is it clear? Let us just run this thing and understand. अब तक क्या दिया था? num1 num2 दिया था, right? I'll just give only num2. Okay, let's just see what is it going to print. उनका तो जरूरत ही नहीं है कंट्रोल को सुनना. run without debugging. Upper value is not here. 5 enter. So kya ho gaya? So, but the main reason is that here the I value will be starting from 0th part, where it will start from 0 and it will execute to the end. If I say I have given the same part, let me just run this again. Okay, if I have given 10, even then it will start from 0 and it will execute till 5. Got it? The main reason for this is why you are specifying the range manually is for this particular reason. We don't want the extra values to be having, and so we'll specify our own range with that flexibility. That means by giving A value, B value to specify in between. Is that making any sense to you guys? Any doubts? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Any silly, even it is silly doubt for you, just put it out. You just don't want to mess with these basics, because in future you'll get kind of what confusion while you're writing a actual code. Okay, now let us get back to
सर आप
पूछिए
एंड करके कुछ सिखा रहे थे सर, वो रह गया था.
क्या हो गए थे?
एंड फॉर्म में एंड करके लास्ट में कुछ तो.
Okay. Oh, end ka nahi, oh print ka. I'll get back to that. Here, print after print. Okay. Since we are getting these values in sequence, right? Why we are getting these values is default in the print statement. There will be a \n assigned. What is this \n? New line character. What is it called? A new line character. Okay. So every time we are going to specify this, it is going to print of the values one after the other. If I say end
equals to
colon
quotation space.
No need of adding those. If I add plus in that, it will be changing. It will be providing with me another
space.
kind of
I said space.
Oh, space. Okay, fine. Oh, sorry. Okay, so by giving space, what we just defined is we have changed that particular \n to an empty space. Okay, if I just run this code, upper value is 5. देखो क्या हो गया, अभी space से आ गया. अगर मैं इसमें if I remove this space and if I run this, what happens? Can anyone describe? क्या आने वाली है अभी?
There will be no space, sir. Directly it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly. Why? See, the name itself says, right, end part. So everything, whatever you're going to print here is nothing but a kind of string format. It will be converted to string format and then it will get printed. Okay. While we are printing that, end mein whatever you are trying to do, we'll specify that. If I want to say tab space, now if I run this, it is going to give a bigger value, bigger space in between. देखो tab space आया था सबके सब. Okay, so whatever you're going to specify, we are updating the default value, which is next line character, to whatever we require. ठीक है? इनसे उतना फायदा है हमको. Is it clear?
Yeah, in the input.
One second, one after the other. Yes.
Yeah, in the input, can we give space after s so that it looks better? Like upper range value is 4.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm just asking you, is that the way to do it?
Yeah,
or
it
is
can
it-
be done. It can be done. No problem. Okay, this is what you're asking, right? Fine. Clear? Any doubts in the? Hello? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Now let's just see this case. So how many types there are? How many types of range functions we have discussed? We have discussed. What is this? What happened? Okay, we have discussed 3 types of range functions. Okay, it is better for me to write. Have discussed how many types of range functions? We have discussed 3 types of range. Can anyone specify one after the other? So we have discussed 3 types of range functions or range calling. How can anyone say what are those types? First one, guys. I'm saying about range function which I have used in for right for I in range. कितने तरफ का है range का? Do you know or am I need to like
Three types.
Minimum value, maximum value.
finally some sound?
One is
3 types. One is range of a number which is going to start from 0 and to print till that number. Even the number is included in that, right? Second condition, if you don't want to print all these rubbish values, if you want to print your own values, then what we'll do? We'll give your own range of A comma B, in which A to B will be printed, number will be printed, which is B minus 1. That means a value just before the upper value will be printed. Is that clear in this case? And the third type is going to be what? We are going to print a range of A, B, and interval. Okay, what it will do? It will print the values.
Sir, give me the definition for first one, sir. Sorry.
What is that? Bhai,
Can you give the definition for first one, sir?
definition? Definition kya hai?
Like he's asking you to explain the first one.
Okay, you want to give an example on that?
No, sir. Just say that 0 to num. I didn't actually mean.
Okay. See, we have executed the range using this num, right? In this previous example, let me just take over there. Okay, dekho. Here मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? I'm just giving the range as num2. Yes or no? I'm giving the range as num2. What just happened? We are getting the values in between from the 0 point to the 5 because we have given the value num2 as 5. Clear? It is going to print all the values starting from 0 to that particular number. Clear है या नहीं? अरे बाबा, doubt पूछा वाला.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make sure that you speak again. Okay. Now, so this is one kind of integration uses of for loop, and now let's get to see other type. So yeah, mute कर ले अपने. कौन है वो बंदा? Okay. So let's see an example. So let's say I have given a string str equal to some Python types. Okay, there is no space in between, or else let's say I have space. So what I can do is, if I want to print each and every character, how many types I can print? Like how many kinds of ways I can print this each and every character? That means I have to print like this: pi, y, t, h, o, n as such. कैसे print कर सकता हूँ ऐसा? Let me shift to the IDE part. So st equals to Python. So I want to print each and every character from the given word st. कैसे print कर सकता हूँ मैं? Give it a thought.
For I in range st.
For I in range of.
For I in range st.
अब तक range में क्या दे रखा था हमें? Range is only for guys. Range is only for providing integer values. अगर हम एक integer value दिया or we are expecting to print, so we are expecting to iterate over those many number of times, only then we are going to use range with that particular values. Okay, or else I can also say in this kind. That is, see here. Let's for I in st हो गया मेरा काम. Print I. Got it? Just simple as simple as that. Python to yes, like in other languages, we have to go through each and every character by providing the length of the string and getting by creating the range, and then we have to print those values. But in Python, the beauty is we can get it in a single line. What we'll say for I in string, we are going to print the values each character. And if you want to print it side by side, what you have to do, simply space comma end equal to space. हो गया. तो अब क्या हो जाएगा, एक एक कैरेक्टर आएगा. देखो, see, I have got each and every character in between. So here what the Python is trying to do is it will start whenever the start index is nothing but the character which is at 0th index, and it will iterate one after the other till it meets with an end. Okay, end तक आने के लिए try करता है, end को आया तो close करता है. Any doubts in that? We can iterate on, sorry, we can iterate over strings, we can iterate over list. ls equals to, let's say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 44 comma 55. This is my list. So I want to print the values in the list. What I'll do, simple, for I in ls ho gaya, just print I. Okay, what it will do, it will iterate over the list. It will start from 0th index towards the end of the array. It will print each and every value. But instead of using the inbuilt ls, what we can do is we can also say range. What just happening? Range of. Okay, so obviously in list it will start from 0. Anna?
You are not audible, sir.
Hello, sir.
He's speaking to someone, I think.
Hello, sorry folks. See here. So we can also do in the similar way. 0 से शुरू करते हैं, and we have to find length of this particular list, and you have to specify that particular length. For I in range of 0 comma length of less. Don't get frightened here. क्या कर रहा है ये लोग बोल के. There is methods which you will get to know when we are going to start list. Okay, which is going to be next week. Okay, no need to worry about this. But just for understanding, we have to specify the length in this case in order to make this getting go and print the values from the list. Is that clear? Guys, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's just run this thing and see whether it is working fine or not. Oh, no, you don't come here. Run without debugging. तो अभी क्या हो गया? 1 2 3 4 आ गया क्या? Huh? What just happened? Okay. Huh. we have to get the values from here. ls of I. Just we are printing the values from there, right? Okay, so this is how we are going to print the values. Okay, one have been assigned in this case. One इधर से शुरू हुआ देखो. Any doubts here? Apart from functions of arrays, is there any doubts here?
सर
No.
Yeah. What is your doubt?
अगर एक ही लाइन में इंटीजर और स्ट्रिंग आया तो कैसे हो?
Oh, unfortunately, I'm printing two different parts, right? So, okay, let me just show you another part here. So, if you're executing two different for loops in sequence, in order to if you want to make it look different part, what we'll just do is we'll just print an empty line. If you just give print off, it will just update it, run without debugging. अब देखो क्या हो गया? It just shifted to the next part, and from there on, our second execution has started.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, how many types of for loops you have seen so far? One is by using that structure, data structure like strings or list or arrays, any kind of thing, tuples, all these things can be accessed by simply using for variable in that particular name of that particular data structure. Clear? So that is one way of accessing this. And okay, I'll give you a small assignment. Just give it a shot. Think about it for 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll start coding that part. Okay. So the assignment is going to be 8. Okay. I want you guys to think about how we can print in this particular sequence. मुझको output आना है print में. Like in this console, I have to see these particular lines, these particular numbers as the output.
Print IE.
No. So take your time of 2 minutes, think about it, and we'll get back on this particular thing. Or else write some part in the chat. Write your own code and copy it in the chat. Just think how we can do this.
Hello.
Yeah.
So instead of the second print, we remove that, and in the ls, can we give some other variable instead of I, so that the one does not appear next to Python and then the next line?
Yeah, end निकाले तो आ जाएगा ना. But see here, these two are in sequence, right? So what we can say is, जैसा ही हम कल देखा था ना, if else ladder. एक if के बाद elif आया है, elif के बाद if फिर से elif आया है. ये तो चलता जाता है, right? In the same way, these are sequence of for loops getting executed one after the other, right? So in this for loop, we require print to be in this kind, and in this for loop, we require print to be in this way, right? So in order to differentiate this, we require a line here, or else we have to specify. So हमारा print ऐसा आ रहा है, one इधर आया ना, we want to make it clear. So we created a new line and we just started printing the next for loop condition. Yeah, and think about this part. You will get a clear idea on how we're going to solve this.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
we can use while.
Okay, while के बारे में बात करेंगे. अब for के बारे में सोचिए.
Okay, sir.
While is a good choice, but we can do it with for as well. Think. Any updates? You can also play some silly games using loops. Okay. I think you won't get any idea from this. Okay, let's just get back to my whiteboard. New share whiteboard. Okay, देखो मैं क्या दिया था आपको output output which you are expecting is 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8. Someone has sent me the code, I guess, for in range of 4. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, so these are the values which are going to print, right? So now we'll see how to print a singulate. Singulate को कैसे print करना है? Just you have to say print and you have to pass the value 8, right? So how to make it print in a single line with some space in between?
Print 8, 8.
Guys, someone mute yourself. 8, end देना है, end में जरा space देना है. हो गया? 8 के बाद space आ गया और space में अब तक हमें space ही print किया था. Now what we'll do in order to make these 4 values to be printed, we'll say for I in range of 4, or we can say 0 से शुरू होकर 4 तक, range of 0 to 4. Will this going to work for us to print the 4 number of times? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just execute this particular code and see what is the output. Okay.
This will print single line server.
Exactly, single line. Let me just clear this and okay, delete.
I think you have to add another for loop.
Instead of this, let's say I'll print hash for this. Okay, hash nature, right? Hash and range of 0 to 4. Okay, so I'm trying to print the values and let's run this code. Run without debugging. So अभी क्या आ गया? 4 different parts have been generated, right? But we require the same copy for how many number of times? कितने सार print करना है? Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. Let it make and okay, sorry, 4 number of times. Okay, we want to print this 4 number. That means what we are supposed to do? Do we need to repeat this for 4 number of times? Okay, do we need to repeat this? Bolo, kuch. Any ideas? How can we solve this part?
Nesting.
Exactly. This is also going to work. Oh, and again, NAND है ना, इसलिए नहीं काम कर रहा है. But every time what we have to do, we have to just make sure we are going to give print of in between. If you are going to do this part, ऐसा ही करना है ना, print से, Control V. अब देखो हमारा आउटपुट तो आ ही गया सक्सेसफुली. What if user wants 100 by 100 grid? What if he wants some n by n grid? N times I have to write the same code, right? So what I will just do is instead of writing this code, we can also do this way. We can make this embed in another for loop for underscore in range of 0 to 4. So this is a for loop, right? Now what I'll do, I'll execute this part here. अब क्या हो गया? एक for के अंदर दूसरा for आ गया. Okay, now if I run this code, what is the output going to be? Let me just clear the screen. क्या आने वाला है output? Why? Because of this particular end part, I'm getting this. At the end of every for loop, I'll just say print off. Run without debugging. देखो आ गया हमारा required output. Guys, is my output available here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is this type of using for is known as nested for loops. We can use as many for loops as we can. Okay, but again, the uses of for loops are going to be very much to be noted point here. Why? Because number of for loops we use are going to reflect, okay, are going to reflect our own output, which is going to be. Let's just explain, consider this part and see the explanation part. So what is the screen getting shared? Now it is I think this part, right? Okay. Now see here. So for what I just did, underscore in range of 0 to 4, and then I'm using under this for block, I have a new for block which is going to be this part. So this just executed my given code. Yes or no? Now see here, what is happening? Let's say in the first step, what is the underscore value going to be? पहले step में underscore का value क्या है? 0, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the second case, so now for the first case of 0, it has now entered into second for loop, right? Because so for what's happening here? हर एक बार I कितने भी हो, let's say in this case I values of 4 in number, right? So 4 times this is going to get printed. In the similar way, for the first time it is going to execute this particular for loop. So that means what happens? So 0 में 0 1 0 2 0 3 0 4 0 5. How many number of times you're going to specify? For the 0th iteration, it is going to execute the second for loop for the number of times it has been specified. Are you getting this, guys? Okay, I think
can
I'm.
you repeat once again?
Yeah. I think I'm making it a little bit. Okay, see here. तो मैं पहले क्या किया था? We have printed this particular line, right? And we have extended our code to print all these lines in sequence. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Right. So now think about it this way. What we in this first for loop, we are using I as an integer value. Sorry, I as a number of iterations, and we are printing the value in those number of times. Right. So for the 0th, how many times it is going to print in this way, right? I value is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the possible I values, and for each I value, it is going to print 8 here with a space in between. 8 space 8 space 8. Yes or no? Is this how we have printed the first line, right?
Yes.
Now see this case. So either भी underscore के लिए उतना ही values रहता है ना, for underscore as well. 0 1 2 3 4, right? For each value it must execute the whole for loop again and again, right? For each underscore value it must execute the block under this again and again repeatedly. So now what just happened? So underscore value 0 के लिए I value हो गया 0 1 2 3 4, and again underscore value 1 के लिए फिर से I value हो गया 0 1 2 3, right? 4 नहीं है इसमें. Similar way, till the underscore values get ended, this will be repeated again and again and again and again. Making sense? बाबा हाँ या ना तो बोलो.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, what about unindent, sir?
What is that?
Unindent.
Unindent का मतलब क्या है?
आपको कोड दिखा है, मैं वो कोड टाइप करने के बाद वो दिखा रहा है अनइंडेंट डज नॉट मैच एनी आउटर इंडिकेशन लेवल.
किधर दिखा रहा है? किधर दिखाया वो?
मेरे को सर
स्पेस को देख के दो. See with respect to space, and don't ever try doing simultaneously with the trainer. You'll get lost in between. Okay, so now guys, just don't get confused. See here, this particular block of code is going to print this particular line. Yes or no?
Back the same amount. So it's not
Yeah.
alone, right?
What is that?
Correct.
Yeah. So now we have to repeat this for n number of times. So how we have to repeat this n number of times? We have to provide another for loop to repeat that particular block of code for n number of times. Okay, so what is the purpose of this outer for loop? To make the second for loop print this particular line for n number of times. Yes or no?
Yes sir. सर एक क्वेश्चन है, अगर हमने 0 के बाद कॉमा डाल के 5 कर दिया तो ये 5 टाइम्स प्रिंट होगा.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly.
Agreement, but he won.
नहीं, second line में sir, second loop.
Not pay the amount if there is any sources. So there are lots of sources we can do that.
अरे यार कोई म्यूट कर ले अपने आप को. What is he trying to say? I don't get it. He's trying to explain something in the. Okay, so do you guys understand now how the
सर एक मिनट, ये जो सेकंड लूप है ना सर, फॉर I in range 0, 5 उसमें आप 6 करेंगे तो 6 बटा ये होगा.
Exactly 6 ही बिंट होगा. 6 कितने बार प्रिंट हो रहा है? 5 times प्रिंट हो रहा है, right? Why? Because it's mute yourself. I won't repeat this again. Mute yourself. बात होने के बाद अपने आप को म्यूट कर दीजिए प्लीज, because it is disturbing to others as well. Okay, so see here, if this particular for loop is going to get governed, that means how many times you're going to execute this for loop is totally dependent on the outer for loop. Okay, if I give 10 times here, let me just clear the screen first. अगर मैं 10 बार प्रिंट करना चाहता हूँ, what is that going to print for 10 times? This particular value, that means this particular shape is going to get printed for 10 different lines. देखो क्या होगा, 10 different lines print हो गया, right? So the outer loop is just making this second for loop run for those many number of times. And second for loop क्या कर रहा है? Second for loop is making this print statement to print a value for those many number of times. Okay, so this is how a nested for loop is going to work. Any doubts?
So the inner for loop performs first, and then the outer, right?
No. First,
like the first line.
First for loop. No. See here. First for loop will start assigning the value. कैसा? Underscore को check करेगा पहले. Let me just give. It will check for underscore value. What is underscore value initially? 0. And what it will do? It will check whether the condition is met or not. That means is 0 less than 10? Yes, of course it is 10. Then only the second for loop will get executed.
Okay.
And again, second for loop में कैसा execution होगा? Second for loop will go. Now I value is now what? 0. And 0 will be compared. And is it less than 4? Yes, of course it is less than 4. And now what happens? It now go and execute this particular print statement. Got it? And now once this execution of print is done for 4 number of times, it will go to this particular code in the 12th line and it will print a new line. And so here the iteration with respect to 0 is done. So अभी 0 क्या हो जाएगा? 0 plus 1 हो जाएगा. Now what is the value of underscore here? It is now changed to 1. Right? Now underscore का value क्या बन गया? Underscore equal to 1. Again it will check for the 10. Is it less than the upper value or not? And it will go for the iteration. And now the second for loop will make the print to print the hash for the given number of times, and it will end. That's how the for loop continues until your range value is met. That means either it must become 10 less than 10 or a failing condition occurs, and then only the for loop fails and it will stop.
Why are we giving the low range as 0, not 1?
1 से देने से क्या हो रहा है? 9 वैल्यू से प्रिंट हो रहा है ना.
Oh, till 9, is it?
Yeah, upper value, it won't be considered. Upper value is a limit. We'll be printing the values before the upper value. That means if that if I say if I started from 10, if you are printing the values, only then you'll be requiring this. If you want to print the 10 number of values, you have to consider from 0 and you have to go till 10. See, only then, because it is starting from 0 only, that is the reason you are getting 10 values, 10 lines here. Okay, if I print it for some, let's say 8 से शुरू होकर 10 तक, अभी कितना बाकी है? 8, 9 and 10 won't be printed because 10 is the upper limit, right? So if I run this code, only 2 times it is going to get printed. Got it?
Oh,
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
got it, sir.
Yeah, this is how a for loop is going to work. अब let's see another implementation of for loop. अब तक
और
मैं
सर
क्या किया? हाँ.
इंटरवल के केस पे
Okay, अब interval चाहिए. Let's just make this with some 2 से शुरू होगा 10 तक, and let's just use 3 in this case. Or else let's just start 0 से 10 तक print करेंगे, but every third value must be printed. First 0 will be printed and then third will be printed, so and so, right? If I run this, so how many times it is going printed? 0, 3, 6, 9. In my view, it is going to print for 4 times. Let's just check. Yeah, 0 से लेकर हर एक third value को print कर रहा है. Did you get this?
Yes, sir.
Interval के कैसे काम कर रहा है, right? If I don't want all these things, I just want to print it for 10 number of times. I'll just give 10, or else I'll just want to print it for 4 number of times. I'll just give 4. Okay, and I'll just run this thing. आ गया?
Yes.
When the count is involved, when the running the for loop for n number of times is alone involved, then we will just simply specify that value here and it will take care of the running part. But whenever we require certain number of times to be involved, then only we'll go for values in the range function. Clear?
And can you repeat the last part where you were explaining the range?
What is that?
Like, why is it a single one? Why we give only single digit than the upper and lower limit?
Okay, that is what I tried to explain now. Let me just go to ID. Okay. So see here, range of n, range of 0 to n, right? Range of 0 to n with respect to some interval, right?
Okay.
Now see here, if I want to execute that particular for loop for simply n number of times, only execution. Okay, only execution is required. I can give value directly. Okay, but if I want to execute with certain interval, let's say some 1 to 4 or 4 to 7 as such, I'll go with the 0 to n. And if I want to give even in those values, if I want to print only certain values which are let's say after every second number or every third number, I'll specify the interval with respect to that. Again, all these functionalities can be done only with respect to the problem you're going to get. जो कुछ भी problem आपको code करने के लिए मिलता है ना, उसके like you'll be doing that with respect to those. ठीक है?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get back and see other important. Okay. Now we have seen what until now what we have seen. Oh, sorry. For with respect to some data structures, for with range, right? And for in for also देखा था. ऐसा हम बहुत सारे for loops ले सकते हैं. We can go for multiple for loops. Okay. Until our condition is satisfied, we can go for multiple for loops. Is this clear? This is called as nested for. What is it called? Nested for loop. Why? The for loops are nested one over the other. This for loop is totally dependent on this, and this is dependent on this, and this is dependent on this. Clear hai this nested for loop ka? Now let's see some conditions, conditional statements with respect to loops. That means combination of for and if. Okay, let me just take you to, I'm clearing this. Any doubts? Okay, so I want to print for underscore, or I'll say for I in range of 10 numbers को print करना चाहता हूँ from 0, starting from 0, but I want to print the values whichever is even. जो कुछ भी even है वो value print करना चाहता हूँ. How can I do that? How can I specify and print only even numbers? Or
Even 12.
When mode 2 is equal to 0.
When?
Can we use if condition? If
Of course, condition तो ही use करना है. Condition से ही काम चलेगा ना.
If I%2 equal to 0.
Exactly. So now what we'll do under this if block, mute कर लो. हो गया ना? If I percentile 2 double equal to 0, what I'll say? I'll ask to print I. Okay, अभी क्या print होगा? It will just directly print R even numbers 0 से लेकर 10 तक. Let's just run this code. देखा 0 2 4 6 8. Okay, now I'll do one thing. Okay, instead of this I'll use if else. I want to print हर एक बार even number आएगा ना, if it is even it have to print fizz. Okay, it have to print fizz for even and buzz for odd. Okay, how can we do this?
If I mod 2 is equal to 0, print fizz. Else print buzz.
Nice. So what is that? If I mod 2 double equal to 0, I'll just say print fizz. Else क्या करना है? Simply I have to say print buzz. So अभी रन किया क्या हो जाएगा? Fizz buzz fizz buzz fizz buzz fizz buzz होके लगेगा. Fizz buzz, right? So this is one way of utilizing both conditional statements and values. तो अभी कुछ है और कुछ कर सकते हैं हम इसमें. Anything else we can do in this case?
Sir, can you repeat that second, please?
Second case. Okay,
Yeah.
see here. I am just trying to print values in such a way that if it is even, I'm going to print fizz. If it is odd, I'm going to print buzz. Okay, so how can I do that? Your friends explain me with this particular coding part. Okay, I percentile 2 is nothing but even number is a number which can be divisible by 2 and the remainder is always going to be 0. Okay, so that is the condition which your friends has been used to generate and print fizz. And also else में क्या होगा? Either a number must be either even or odd, right? So if it is not even, of course it is going to be odd, and so the else will always print the values as bus. Okay, now I want to give you a small condition. Okay, hash. Okay, I want to print the output in this way. How can I do that? Think about this. अभी कुछ doubts नहीं तो for loop का integration हो गया. Okay, that's pretty much from the for loop. And now think about it. How do we print this particular pattern? Or before, rather than that, okay, wait. Don't think about this part. Control Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z. Okay. Think about this particular pattern. How can we print this particular pattern? Think about this. I'll give you 3 minutes of time. This is going to be a part of your homework, which is not an official homework, guys, for your practice, but I'm giving just how to use these for loops. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah, think about it. So any thoughts how to solve this? Hello. Guys, pattern printing is kind of beauty for loops. Okay. For loop से use करने से ही ये problem solve हो सकता है. Okay. So we'll do one thing. अभी मैं MCQs के पास चलूंगा. ठीक है. But for instance, you think this is going to be your extra homework. I'm copying this pattern in the chat. Are you getting this? Everyone, Control V. मुझको pattern चाहिए. Kal, when I start the class, you people are supposed to give me this pattern solution. Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Sure. Take it take it competitively, because don't browse it. Think about it. If you're not getting any idea, we'll discuss it in tomorrow's class. Don't worry about it. We'll discuss it, but still try to do it on your own. Okay. And yeah, is there anyone trying to speak?
So I got the first range. So it's the second range that we have to think about for the solution, right?
Kind of.
Yeah. For first range would be okay.
No, I'm not speaking anything about this.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow.
Discuss it tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a brief on two different major words. What is the screen that is getting? Okay. Okay. There, if I want to stop a different for loop, a for loop in between, I have two different words called break, continue. Okay. These keywords help us solve with the infinite conditions. Okay, what is this break? Break help us stop the execution abruptly. That means we can stop the execution of our loop at that particular instance using break. Whereas continue is quite opposite to the break. It will just stop the execution of that particular iteration. Stop the execution of that particular iteration. Okay. So what is break? Break is going to stop whole for loop abruptly. Wherever it is, it will be stopped there. Whereas continue will stop only that particular iteration. Okay, now let's just check this code. Check this with respect to code. Okay. Now see here. I'll just remove this else part just for instance. Okay. Now what I'll do is if I double equals to 5, I'll just say break. Break is nothing but a condition. Okay, now else I'll say print I. So in this case, what you think the output going to be?
It will stop at 5.
Exactly. Break is going to stop the but the range is what? The range is going to be 10.
10.
Okay, let me just run this thing. Run. क्या हो गया? 0 से लेकर 4 तक आ गया. When the value of I is 5, it has been compared, and so the execution is now stopped. If I increase this 5 to 7, how many values are going to get printed?
7.
Until 6 it is going to get printed, right?
Yeah, from 0 to 6.
Yeah, देखो 6 तक आ गया था. Okay, now what is he saying? This particular break, which is assigned to this particular condition, whenever the condition is true and the break stops the execution of for loop, then and there itself. It won't go further. Okay, now let's see the value of continue. Continue. Okay. Print I equal to 7. I'm just thinking for a condition where to use continue correctly. Okay. Let's say I not equal to 7, continue, else print I. अब इसमें क्या print होने वाला है? Okay, let's just go back to the same condition. So in this case, what is the output going to be? We are asking the code, we are asking the Python to ignore the I value if it is 7 and don't do anything. If it is not 7, print the I value. That means if we run this code, 7. It is going to print values other than 7. देखो इधर 7 मिल रहा है हमको?
नहीं.
No, right? So values other than 7 will be printed. If I say not equal to 7, I'm asking the Python code that, Are Baba, whatever the I value you're going to get, if that particular value is not equal to 7, don't do anything. Continue का मतलब क्या है? वो iteration पे कुछ भी मत करो. Okay, in this case, what is the value I'm going to get?
7.
Exactly. Now I'm going to print only 7 here. Got it? This is how a break and continues or continue keywords are used to guide or utilized in Python. ठीक है? समझ में आ गया?
Yes.
Alvi just sent me some code. Oh. What is this code for the question I have given, right? Akib Alvi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, it is wrong.
Okay.
Okay, check about it. No problem. पहली बार ऐसा होता है, देख के तो कर हो जाएगा. Okay, so that's pretty much from my end. Python for loop के लिए. अभी कुछ बाकी है? Anything you want to know? I'm ready to take your doubts, or else I'll go to the MCQs part.
Sir, I solved this question.
अभी मुझे कुछ भी मत सुनाना वो क्वेश्चन के बारे में, कल ही बात करेंगे.
सर मैंने सॉल्व किया था, ये दे रहा था आउटपुट.
दे रहा था ना? Congrats. Tomorrow you are going to explain to your friends.
So in the three types of range, like having the range, just the number, and the two upper limit and lower limit. So in numbers and integers, it's fine. When we give a variable or a word, it does not start with 0.
No, it will
Like,
start with the position of 0th index.
let's say this 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 pyramid that we have built. I mean, like the solution, the question that you have given.
Okay, let me just
the
write
output.
it. Let me just give you another word. St equals to some Python, right? Okay, for I in st. So this is a code I'm going to print. I. So now what is your doubt?
No, I'm just saying that the Python repeats like one after the one below the other.
Exactly.
When it's in the numbers, it starts with 0, where there's an extra number, right?
Yes.
Like, so how does it differentiate between the numbers and the words?
Okay. Okay. So see here, how to say, when you are providing a data structure as input for the for loop instead of range function, it will start with the whatever the starting position of that. Though maps or tuples or string or 0th index is the starting position. So it
Okay.
will from the 0th index and go towards the end. Even if the range, if you are specifying a single value, like in the 8th line, which is range of 10, right? It will start from 0, which is a starting condition for it to understand, and it will end, it will go towards the end point.
Okay.
Got it? That's pretty much. So इसमें हमें क्या बोल रहा है? अरे बाबा हमको 10 values चाहिए, and we are not specifying where it is going to start and where it is going to end.
Okay.
So the Python will go and see 0 is my starting point, and it will from there go till 10 numbers. 9 is the 10th number, right? And it will exit the loop.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think most of you has no doubts. Can I go to the MCQs part?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Int a equals to
Yes.
5. A equals to int of 5. జ్ఞానతేజ int of 5 ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు బేసిక్గా అక్కడ. ఓకే.
I mean, the lines that will specify yourself. In the question lines.
Okay, whatever. This question is going to be solved tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And this is going to work.
Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Akib Alvi, your question is also going to work. Your solution is also going to work.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I haven't saw the symbol in between. That's the reason I said not working.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Fine,
there should
guys.
be a symbol then.
You'll get to know once you explore regarding that. Try करो, कैसा कर सकते हैं, हो जाएगा. इतने सारे लोग कर सकते हैं, तो तुम आप भी कर सकते हो ना. Okay, now MCQs part. So think about the question in between before I start giving the MCQs. So they have already given the MCQs. Okay. Oh, this question has already, I have given this question yesterday, right? What is the output of the program? 1 + 3 double equals to 7. I'm giving you a quite interesting question. Okay. Mm. Okay, I have given the MCQ. Sorry guys. That question I have given a wrong option.
The time is almost about to end.
Okay, you have to submit somehow. The other kuch. No, that is correct answer. Sorry. That is a correct answer, guys. That is a correct answer. No problem with that. Most of the guys have given the answer correct. So guys, what is the functionality of range is, it will check only whether the given number is a valid integer or not. Okay, it is not syntactically wrong. It is syntactically correct. But when it comes to execution, where the execution starts, always it starts from 0.
0, sir.
Right? Since the number is not 0, it doesn't execute anything. Got it? The execution must be started where the value is going to be compared with respect to 0. Whether it must be either less than, greater than 0, right? The value must be greater than 0. Only then it is going to get executed. But the value here is less than 0, and so the execution part is 0 number of times. Clear?
Yeah,
So the right
since
answer
it
is
is
since it is
Python, there is no error. Probably in some other language would be an error, right?
No.
Because
syntactically it will show error. Yes.
Yeah, syntactically it would be an error.
Exactly.
As it is in Python, it shows 0.
Sir, is fourth option is wrong?
What is fourth option? Error, right? It is wrong. The answer is 0 number of times. It is not an error. Okay, it is correct way to define, but the phone doesn't control. That's it.
So what was the answer that you thought must be included
No,
in
no,
one of
no.
those options?
What I thought of is like I have marked it the option 1,
Okay,
but
okay,
later I checked, I have marked it the 0 option only. Okay, it is correct.
okay.
One second, I'm writing the second other MCQ.
The right answer is 0, sir.
Yeah, it will execute only 0 number of times. That means no output will be there. That is nice question. Now, I have given the other question, guys. Okay, take this next MCQ. All of you done with the MCQ?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here comes the next and last MCQ for the day, which is kind of interesting. Guys, let's see how many of you understand the for loop. This question alone will specify that. Guys, are you going through the links which I'm giving in the education part? Sorry, reading.
Study material.
Yeah, reading material के बाद. Just try to go through those before hand of the class, okay? Why? Because it will be helpful. So I have submitted the attendance. Anyone who have no doubts, they can leave. If you have doubts, they can stay. But now I'll be explaining these MCQs. सबका हो गया MCQs रखना?
Yes.
Okay. Let me share the screen for those who haven't got the MCQs part. So पहले question था कि which one of the following is a valid Python if statement? So of course, since there is only colon for this line, so this is an active if statement, correct if statement. Okay. If the colon is not available, that means these two dots are not available, then this is also not a valid statement. We can have access to brackets also. Okay. So it is a correct way of declaring it. Now,
so if the colons were in the other three options, the third one would be a wrong one, right?
Of course, yes.
Invalid Python.
Yes.
If condition.
Yes.
Because it won't come after the equals.
Exactly.
That's the reason. Okay.
You have to give the greater than symbol followed by equal.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But
this
sir, bracket ले सकते हैं, वो तो valid है.
Bracket, we can keep brackets in Python, no problem in that. But we have to define this colon at the end of the if or any if or for loop or while loop. Okay, why? In order to maintain or in order to say that this is a block of Python code. Okay, that colon is a must for Python to understand that this is where if starts, this is where for starts. Okay, clear है? ऊपर जा सकता हूँ मैं?
Yes.
ये तो complete कर दिया मैं, कल दिया था ना bit.
Yes sir.
Yeah, I want to explain this. And now this, you all got this right. It will check whether the value given in the range is greater than 0 or not. If it is not greater than 0, क्या करेगा? It won't execute anything. It won't be a syntactical error, but there won't be any output for the block of lines that is under for loop. Okay. Is this clear?
Sir, can you run this thing?
Can you?
Yeah, run करके देख सकते हैं.
1 second, I'll just run it. What is the screen that is getting visible?
The MCQs.
Okay, see. So this is the previous code we are dealing with, right?
Yes.
Let's just make it -3. And let's run. देखो, run हुआ है, but output कुछ भी नहीं है.
Okay.
If I make it positive value. Huh? Oh shit, sorry. This is not working with respect to that. Okay. Previously what I just did is if I not equal to 7, only then I'm continuing it. If not, I'm printing some value, right? That is my code mistake. Now, what I just did here, I have given -3 and now I'm checking whatever the value it is going to come. If I print the 3 here, let's check it out. So it is some printing values, right? 0, 1, 2. तो अभी हम इसको माइनस बना दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा? चेक करेगा, वैल्यू नहीं प्रिंट होगा. आगे अगर हम इसको 0 बनाए तो is it going to work?
No.
Let's just see. So क्या है? What is the condition for range? The value which is going to be specified must be greater than 0. Got it?
Okay.
Negative भी होगा तो नहीं होगा ना.
Greater than 0 होना है.
Okay.
एक है तो भी चलेगा. पर 0 के तक नीचे नहीं चलेगा.
So the Python won't tell us if there's an error, right?
Yes, because 0 is an integer and also -3 is also an integer.
No, I mean like in general.
Yes, it won't tell
if there is, it won't tell it that there is an error. It just the output would be empty output.
Exactly.
Okay. So in some case, error would be also the right answer.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Fine. So see this case. So of course 90% people तो correct कर दिया, but continue क्यों रखा भाई? Continue करे तो वो infinite loop चलता ही जाएगा. Okay.
Actually, the word continue is contrast to what it is in Python. Like
no.
Continue is like it continues, but here it's like
no.
Fine.
No, continue का मतलब क्या है? General meaning of continue is what?
It keeps on going, like continue.
Right.
Huh.
So what we
Here,
are trying to say in Python is, if you are going to use continue, see, in the same this case itself, in our code, I'm saying that if I equal to 7, continue. That means we are not supposed to do anything in that case.
okay.
Okay, let's say if I have if I specify some set of lines for int, here I am. Okay, if I specify this particular part, what it will do, when it is 7, it will print this and it will do something. But if you don't want to print anything, also continue will work. Continue is just nothing but okay, if a particular condition is specified is met, we don't want to stop that particular for loop. We'll just need to continue it. If not, I can also say this. If I use break here, क्या हो जाएगा? ये तो हो जाएगा break. Like this will break the whole for loop. This is affecting the for loop.
Okay.
But continue is affecting the iteration in the for loop.
Okay.
This is going to affect only the single iteration.
All right.
Okay, that's pretty much. Yep, that's it. One more question, I guess. Okay, so for I in range of 3, continue. In the above snippet, what is the value of I after the last iteration? Only 35% people have kept it right. Why? Haven't you understand what is for going to be?
Last
okay. मैंने क्या बोला था? लास्ट आइटरेशन के बाद I का वैल्यू क्या होगा? लास्ट आइटरेशन में तो it will be printed as 2 and then 3 हो जाएगा, right? So 3 का वैल्यू आ जाएगा. So answer is going to be 3.
What is the continue in between those lines? Was that
where? Oh, I'm just saying do nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is snippet?
Part of code, part of a use program or part of a program.
Okay.
That's what you confused.
Oh.
So these technical words like snippet, and I thought there would be something else, and the continue was like the condition continue. So I thought it must be something else. And
okay, sorry then. So snippets are nothing but code snippets we'll call. It is like part of a code which we are going to use for our understanding. Like एक बड़ा कोड से समझो, मैं एक कोड दिखाता हूँ आपको. मेरे पास उतना बड़ा कोड नहीं है. Okay.
We'll get to know in the day.
Out of these big lines, if I want to grab only this particular part, this is called code snippet.
Okay, are you sharing a screen or just saying?
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so let us assume there are 22 lines of code here. Okay, out of which I want to grab this particular part.
Okay.
So this is going to be a snippet among the code.
Okay.
Got it? Okay, that's pretty much. And okay, folks, we had a long day today, and again, I'm trying on Monday and Thursday. You will be having a little bit turbulence in the calls because I'll be going to give some stand-up updates in my company for 10 minutes. Okay, so after that, I'll be back and I'll be continuing the classes. Just cope with me and travel together. Okay.
Okay.
Sure,
Fine.
okay. Sir?
Yes, sir.
सर अभी अब सीसी मतलब सबमिट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो रहा है सर, तो नेक्स्ट वीक तो मैं मतलब मेरा वो थोड़ा क्लोन नहीं हो रहा है तो प्रॉब्लम दिखा रहा है. वो कल तक क्लियर होंगे बोल रहे थे. कोई मतलब प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना?
देखो guys, whoever facing issues with any sort of things, clear it by tomorrow within the limit time limit which she specified, right? She's actually I asked the team to arrange me some of the support guys for the doubts, for this thing to be clearing off. Okay, and she's one such instructor who is good enough in Python and also with respect to the parts. Okay, so tomorrow make sure you're going to clear those things.
Okay.
And from next week, that is from Monday, I don't want to listen any such issues. Okay, if at all it comes to my point, then I won't even think about it. It is your thing to be get cleared. So make sure somehow you get that thing cleared. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If it is not happening on Saturday, we will sit it out. Even with the help of Nisha, if it is not happening, we'll discuss it on Saturday evening and we'll close this. Okay.
Okay.
No need to worry on that.
Okay,
Chalo,
sir.
guys. If there are no doubts, I'll take it. Let's call it a day then. Shubham.
Oh, sir. Oh.
I'm seeing.
Sorry, sir. sir. हेलो
हाँ बोलो.
सर अभी मतलब सीसी सबमिट ना करने से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
In first week, we don't care much about CC. We just care about people who are to make them adjust to the process. Okay.
Okay.
It is a must and should do CCs, but still you'll get some feasible time to submit.
Okay, sir.
थोड़ी बहुत time मिलेगा submit करने के लिए, ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
But make sure you are going to solve those on your own. Yeah. Who is that?
Yeah, in a week we work for 5 days, and 6th day would be like a down session.
Exactly.
That is on Saturdays, right?
Exactly.
There won't be any class on Saturdays.
Most probably no.
Okay.
But let's say if the curriculum, let's say if we have a curriculum which cannot be covered in 2.5 hours. Or 2 hours.
Got it. We'll extend it to Saturday classes.
Okay, I can't take till 12 or you can't stay till 12 and late, right?
Yes,
So
got it.
that reason I'm going to use that Saturday as an excuse. Okay.
Okay.
Chalo folks, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.